I used Barrett's farting trumpet synth scene because we're going back to Coral to get us some huge materia. It was weird. I was reading one of Lovecraft's stories, specifically The Case of Charles Dexter Ward, and for some reason I got distracted, as I often do, and I started thinking about this game for a moment, and I thought the word materia, and just as I did that, I was still reading, I just wasn't absorbed when I was reading that. Just as I thought that word, I get to the end of the sentence I'm on, and the word materia pops up in the story. Whoa. I'm like, whoa, that's one of those coincidences.
That is real fucking weird.
Because the word just means material, or materials.
I hate when I get in those modes where I'm reading, but I'm not. I'm just reading words, but I'm not digesting it.
Yeah, and like, I when that happens to me, I don't catch myself for at least half a page. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, now I've got to back up.
I need to just learn to stop reading, think out whatever thoughts are creeping up, and then just then get back to reading.
So the bonus from the Cursed Ring it's not appreciable because it's set to Sid, and he hasn't been in our party, so we don't have a damage comparison for him. But Yuffie right there critted for 1,000, and their weapons are comparable in strength, and Sid's regular attack hit for 11 to 1,200. Oh. So he does have a significant strength boost right now, as well as, I think, physical and probably magic defense. There's a cursed... I think there's a cursed ring in 6. I know there's a cursed shield. And the cursed shield, if you get into like 235 battles with it, the curse will break and it will become the paladin shield. And then it's by far the best shield in that game. But there, in 6, the cursed shield is way more detrimental to you because it afflicts you with nearly every status ailment, not just doom.
Do we get to a point in Final Fantasy... I mean, I know we have to, but before there was a lot of, like, sword and shield, like left and right hand. That obviously isn't here.
Yeah.
It's like accessory, weapon, armor, right?
Yeah.
And is it even like head, chest, armor, or is it just one piece of armor per character?
In this one piece of armor per character.
When do we get back to a point where it's like, I know 12's got to have some like more equipment, right? Because at least they have a shitload of weapons, but...
No, you're right. 12 does. 12 has weapons, shields, armor, and I think helms. I'm pretty sure helms. Yes, helms, because you can equip... Yeah, and that holds true for tactics as well. Maybe you can... No, I don't think you can equip any kind of greaves or foot or leg armor. I believe...
Oh, this is fun. Yeah, up and triangle. Oh, because they're both the topmost.
Yeah. So that one actually makes sense. It's still kind of a pain in the ass to do, because it doesn't actually seem to correlate to where anything's at. So you do just end up mashing the two.
It's weird because the levers look like PNGs that are on 2-frame animations, but Sid has more frames of animation.
Yeah.
That's real weird.
Yeah, his fists are catching up with what he's moving. This is how trains work.
Yeah, you pump them.
Yeah, that's what they taught me when I worked for Amtrak.
Did they just jump inside of him?
They did. So he could jump them over to the train. That's how physics work.
Well, he is a Dragoon analog, right? So
he is, yeah. In fact, I don't think we ever see it, but his initial limit break is just a Dragoon's leap.
What is this weirdo?
I don't know. I mentioned earlier the enemy skill Magic Breath, and this is where Magic Breath is indispensable. Because nothing you encounter on these trains absorb it. The monsters you encounter on this train, the 4 or 5 encounters you have to fight, are pretty strong in terms of health, and you only have 10 minutes to do this whole thing. And so by using Magic Breath, you get out a very, very powerful spell, which just demolishes them. It only takes a few seconds to cast. If you were to use a summon here, it would take at least 30 seconds.
Is it Magic Breath? Is it like non-elemental? Is just
actually
magic?
It's 3 elements. It's fire, ice, and bolt in one. And I think the last enemy in particular, I feel like it's weak to 2 of those.
Damn. I wonder how that math works out.
I think it just ends up being like double damage the way it normally would, but it's
sadness.
Yeah, at least it being weak to so many elements guarantees that it's weak to something you have. And plus the modifier for the damage it deals seems to be comparable to what like Bolt 3 would be.
Barrett, you've been taking dance lessons on the side? That was some snazzy moves. He's the kind of guy that would take like ballet classes, but you wouldn't say anything. You'd just be like, "Yeah, dude, that's awesome."
Yeah, you'd see him walking out of the studio,
and you'd be like, "Dude, that's really cool." And he's like, "Don't give me any shit about it." Like, I'm
no,
not.
man, it's real cool.
Real fucking cool.
Well, Barrett did grow up in a fucking mining town. You know what that's like.
Yeah.
We know exactly what that's like.
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
I'm not even saying that in the general, like, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
Like, we know what that's like growing up in a mining town. Like,
you can't take up the arts growing up in a mining town without receiving some flack.
Some flack. Some particular F words will be thrown at you.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to draw? You want to paint? You want to dance?
Yeah. Good stuff.
And you're a kid, so you're like, well, I'm not going to stand up for myself.
Thanks, adults of Idaho.
I'm just going to let society at large bully me. This is the one in particular where...
Eagle Gun.
Yeah, Eagle Gun.
God, if that's not an 80s hair metal band, then fucking what
Yeah, this is the one where Magic Breath really shines. Like, everything else is taking about 1,500 to 2,500, and this one's just taking 5,000 damage from it. And as you can see, it's already taken two 5K hits.
Dang.
It takes a little to pull it down. In fact, as the first time I got here as a kid, I actually failed this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You can fail every step of the huge materia quests, actually, and then wind up not getting any huge materia. Which
really?
Yeah.
You can't, like, retry it?
You can't retry.
Holy fuck, this train on the side of this cliff, are you kidding me? Like, are you fucking kidding me? What the hell? It's so high up.
So it's the highest. But yeah, if you fail, you can't get them. And
you can't just like reload, or
you can reload if you want, but if you continue on through the game, you can't get them. They're lost forever. And what I realized in doing that, in one of my playthroughs, I didn't get to the end of the game because my memory card got corrupted. But I did continue on after failing to get this one. And then I think I failed to get another one or something. The way I think it works is there are 4 huge materias. There's blue, yellow, red, and green for each of your different materia types. There isn't, as far as I'm aware, there isn't a particular color associated with each of these missions. It's, you do them in order, and if you fail 1, you don't get the blue materia. If you fail 2 missions, you don't get one of the other ones. If you fail 3, you don't get the third one. And if you fail all 4, then you don't get, I think, the green or the red one. So instead of being like, okay, if you failed this, you don't get the blue, it's, okay, you failed a mission, so you don't get the blue.
Okay, what the fuck does this want you to do right now?
Nothing, actually. I think it's intentionally obfuscated, because even as you mash the buttons, it doesn't do anything. They yell at him, and then he just starts messing with the levers.
Oh my god.
And then look how fast it's going.
This makes me want to fucking just throw up. Like, could you imagine?
Imagine this in VR.
Oh, no, it's suddenly not on a cliff anymore.
No, yeah. What's cool, though, if you do fail it, there's a completely different cutscene for this portion.
That looked really good.
Yeah, it did.
That looked that was really good.
Yeah, but if you fail it, guess what? The train doesn't slow down.
And you just fuck up everyone?
It plows through, and then you wake up in the inn, and everyone's super pissed at you.
Like, thanks a lot.
So here's the thing. By succeeding at that, eventually you'll have access to one of the huge materia, because you're going to go to Bugenhagen and give him the hymn. The immediate rewards for succeeding at this are Barrett's Final Limit Break and the Ultima Materia. Now, you have to go talk to someone in town after succeeding here in order to get Barrett's Final Limit Break, but it's now available, whereas that kid up top is about to just hand us Ultima. If you fail this section, you don't get either of those. Just gone forever.
Damn.
Reload or go fuck yourself.
This little village is so, shitty and tense and stuff. But then the thing above the well that lowers the bucket down is like super high tech, construction looking. Like, it almost makes me wonder if it was a model of something else and they just scaled it down to use right there.
The guy out of the well, isn't it an amazing rock? Kid, when you hold materia, you know what's in the materia. Did you not feel the power inside this thing? Granted, it's dormant right now.
I just tried to put it in my mouth.
I can fit 3 of these in my mouth.
Look.
I call them earth marbles.
They're tasty.
I can literally spit a hot fire. Her.
Children should not play with materia.
No, they shouldn't. That's the worst.
Like, yeah, keep your guns locked up. But
Yeah.
fucking don't even keep materia in the same house.
Yeah.
Kids are stupid.
They will find it and they'll burn your house down. So what's interesting about Ultima and later the shield materia is that initially it's dormant. It only has 3 levels. The first level, the magic itself isn't even accessible. You have to level up to level 2 before you can even use Ultima, which takes I think 10,000 AP. Same thing with the shield materia. You can't use that first, then you level up. Then you level up a 3rd time when you master it and it splits. So Baird's final limit break was a memento of that woman's husband. So, yeah, if you failed, she's like, no, fuck you. I'm not giving you anything.
Not me.
Oh, wow, I'm totally clueless.
Haha, no sweat.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Baird? I didn't ask you a question.
I think the absolute earliest final limit break you can get is Cloud's Omni Slash. It would be a pain in the ass. I don't even know if that's the case. It may not be available until Disc 2, but you get it from the Battle Arena in the Gold Saucer in exchange for 30,000 battle points. Which
are you gonna? Oh yeah, 30.
Which is a lot of points.
How long does that take?
A long time.
Shit.
Yeah. It takes a long time. There are certain modifiers you can get which boost the number of points you get. Like the most I ever got in a single course through the Battle Arena when I was doing it for this playthrough was, I think, 15,000. So in theory, you can get it in only 2. But I have no idea how those modifiers work for your score. So sometimes they get done, it's like, ah, cool, you earned 1,000 points. I'm like, I don't know why I only got that much, but fine. So the second piece of materia, a huge materia, we need to come to this reactor in order to acquire.
Are you gonna do the RTS thing? Is that what happens here?
I'm kind of gonna do it, but yeah, this is the part where you do it. I thought this part was so cool as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
It's still pretty cool, actually, that they made this adequate RTS on top of everything else.
It's like, we often talk about Brutal Legend and how that game tried a bunch of different shit and really fucked up and really screwed the pooch for everybody.
Yeah.
And then there's Final Fantasy that's like, let's just throw an RTS in there.
Well, because they do it for one section.
Yeah.
Right? They don't make it a full third of their game. If this was a full third of this game, I would never play this game. This game would be fucking miserable. For the longest time, this guy looks stumpy to me. Just something about his model on that box makes him look tiny.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's this perfectly adequate RTS just bolted onto this one moment of the game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool, there's this nice little chocolate mint at the end of dinner. Cool. I didn't want, I wouldn't want a full slice of chocolate mint cake with my fucking rigatoni.
And this really reminds me of the Saving Terra section of
it does,
6.
Yeah.
But just different,
Yeah, because you have these lanes, and you gotta think, well, where are these guys going? It's not the fun thing. That bundle of logs right there, as a kid, I always thought, that must be a trap. There must be some way to activate that and send a bunch of logs just rolling over the enemy.
Yeah, I thought so too. But it's not.
Even as an adult, I'm convinced there's something about it, even though I know it's just drawn. It's just a drawing.
It's like they must have thought about it, and then someone made the art, and they're like, well, let's just keep it there.
And I feel like the instructions for this I feel like they do say you can set off traps. And maybe that's just...
I think it's one of the units you get.
One of the units I know can light mines as a command.
There's one that, rolls boulders down.
There's one that rolls boulders as well. There's a couple of catapults. But as a kid, I think I read that, and I always assumed that it involved those logs.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Because you would think. I mean, just look at it. Why didn't anyone use them?
Yeah.
They would have demolished those things. Those logs are gigantic.
As I said a long time ago, you can actually do these fights throughout the game. Like, after every story beat, you can come all the way back here and do one of these fights. And after every story beat, if you succeed, you will get a new item for doing it. But apparently it's not always worth it. In fact, apparently it's often not worth it. So I never do it because coming all the way back here is a chore.
So what's your strategy for this?
I just let them reach the shed.
And fuck them up?
There are two ways you can do this. You can play like an RTS, fight them all off on the slope by spending some of your money to hire soldiers to fight off these monsters, and that's fun. If you just want to get through it as fast as possible and without spending any money, just let them come all the way up and get to the shed. If they get to the shed, you get into a fight with an air quotes boss. As long as you win that fight, you win this whole segment, and it doesn't, as far as I'm aware, I could be wrong, it doesn't affect the outcome in terms of your reward or in terms of the story beat in any way. It's just you did it differently.
It's like, hey, instead of wasting all of our money on half-assed mercenaries that are gonna die,
how about we just send down the God crew?
Yeah. Why don't we just send down these fuckers that can just, like, I don't know, summon gods?
Yeah. This thing can summon Neo Bahamut? New Bahamut?
There's a new one already?
Fuck.
This guy can jump real high.
This guy's got a gun for an arm. There's this little girl. I don't know.
That's creepy.
It's a little creepy. How old is she? 18. You hesitated there, but fine. I'm not going to ask questions. She's 16 right now.
You know what? The legal age here is actually not 18. That's 16 then.
But this is the way I always do it. I just let them reach and then do this fight, because I think you also get an item for it, which may or may not be useful, but fuck it. It saves time and money.
That thing is just wants delicious.
But again, you can completely fail this and then continue on with the story. You won't get a huge materia. You won't get the Phoenix materia. And you won't have access to the vendors in here. I think the only thing they sell of note is the all materia. But I think there's another vendor somewhere who also sells all materia. By which I'm saying the blue all materia.
Was that just like a...
That's a finishing move. Like, I'm dead, but I'm gonna take you with me, except it's fucking... It didn't do anything.
I really like the way the earth comes out, like...
Yeah.
Like when you cut a mango that way and turn it inside out.
Yeah. Arg! They've been doing all this to protect this big old condor up here. Because it has this dumb egg.
There needs to be more giant animals in this world.
There does.
I love that they do that in 15. There's just giant shit. Just big ass bird that was taking a nap, and then the boys are all like, fuck!
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, let's go fuck with it.
No, I snuck around that sumbitch. Oh, we spent all this time and manpower and spent all this fortune in life fighting for this bird, and then its own egg killed it. Huh. Nature sucks.
Because we don't know anything.
I sure don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about muffin. And you get the Phoenix materia, which is very, very useful and is crucial for defeating Emerald Weapon, which I'm not gonna do. Because the rewards for that side quest suck. Well, Emerald Weapon is fine, you get a set of Master Materia, but if you beat Emerald Weapon, you probably have Master Materia anyway. Let's take a peek. Yep. Where that bird was.
Sid tries to jump up on that stool, but jumps too hard.
Uh-huh.
Just smacks his head against the roof.
Oh, because he's a Dragoon.
Because he's got those strong legs.
Yeah.
He's got those strong Dragoon legs.
For some reason, they made him a Dragoon.
And he's always smoking.
Yeah.
Always got a fucking cigarette in his mouth. It's like, hey, if you exercise and stop smoking, maybe you'd be an even better Dragoon. Like, ah, fuck that, I'm perfectly adequate at Dragooning.
Received key item, huge materia. I just had this in my pocket. Did Sid chew gum in Advent Children? I feel like he was chewing gum instead of smoking.
Maybe he was trying to get over it. Maybe it was nicotine gum.
And I think in Kingdom Hearts he has straw in his mouth.
Maybe, yeah, depending on which one came first, maybe he's like, this straw ain't cutting it.
Yeah.
I need 5 packs of nicotine gum. Maybe he's just doing the... He's just doing the Mark Maron thing of just slamming down nicotine gum but saying that I've kicked cigarettes. Well, I don't smoke.
Yeah.
I'm still hooked on nicotine, but I don't smoke. Ooh. Since we always mess with them.
Yeah, they're probably on high alert. Let's give them time to be off high alert. because major corporations just go off high alert after terrorists have left them alone for a couple of minutes. Anyway, let's go check on Clud.
Let's go check on our vegetable buddy.
Yeah. Vegetable buddy. In the hospital, vegetable buddy. It's real sad. Vegetable buddy.
Rocking back and forth, no thoughts.
Vegetable buddy, mew mew mew.